Before we get into it, I am not a financial advisor. Nothing in this video is financial, legal, or tax advice. This content is for education and entertainment purposes only. Always do your own research and talk with a professional before making investment decisions. Nvidia's CEO, Jensen Huang, just gave us one of the clearest roadmaps yet for how AI data centers are going to scale over the next decade. Everyone has been arguing, will the future be copper cables or fiber optics? Are we going to rip out copper entirely? Jensen's answer was simple, and it surprised a lot of people on both sides of that debate. In this video, I'm going to break down what he actually said, what it means for the plumbing of AI, and how I'm positioning as an investor. If you're trying to understand where the real picks and shovels of AI are, beyond just Nvidia's GPUs, this is for you. Let's start with the comments themselves, because context matters. When they build these giant systems, what's the connectivity plan? Around Nvidia's recent events, there's been a big question. Copper for connectivity, or a total shift into optical networking and co-packaged optics? Jensen Huang and Nvidia made it clear, it's not either or. Nvidia plans to use both, and they expect demand for both to grow. Jensen essentially said they need a lot more capacity for copper, a lot more for optics, and for advanced co-packaged optics. That one line, we need more of both, is important. The market thinks in winners and losers, but the entire stack has to scale. So why keep copper at all? Why not just flip the switch and move everything to fiber? There are a few key reasons. First, copper is cheap for short distances. Within a rack or over a short reach, it delivers the bandwidth at a much lower cost. Second, copper is simple and reliable. You don't need active optical components in the cable, reducing complexity and potential points of failure. Third, in those very short runs, like within a rack, copper can still be very power efficient. It saves energy where it can. Jensen basically said, we stay on copper as long as it makes sense, and only move to exotic photonics when physics forces us to. So inside a single rack, or for a few meters of distance, copper is still a workhorse. The takeaway here is, copper is not dead. In the near term, it's essential infrastructure. But there are limits, and that's where optics comes in. As data centers scale to thousands of accelerators, things change. Copper starts to struggle when you need much longer distances and much higher bandwidth per connection across the room. Fiber optics solve this. They let data travel faster and cleaner with less signal loss, keeping thousands of GPUs in sync. For example, recent news highlights Nvidia investing hundreds of millions of dollars into Corning to build new fiber manufacturing facilities in the US, specifically to support optical connectivity for AI data centers. These plants are expected to significantly boost domestic fiber and optical glass capacity, directly tied to AI infrastructure build-outs. The message is clear, copper remains crucial at short distances, but optics are scaling up fast to handle the rest. Now let's talk about what this means for you as an investor. Most people focus on GPUs and cloud, but look at the plumbing. But Huang's comments shine a spotlight on a less talked about area. The plumbing of AI, the cables, optics, modules, and fiber that actually move the data. Companies making high-performance copper interconnects serve a market that's still growing, not shrinking to zero. Companies producing optical modules and co-packaged optics will see rising demand as data centers push more bandwidth. And upstream suppliers, like Corning, are getting direct investment from Nvidia. That's a strong endorsement of strategic importance. The market framed this as copper versus optics, but Jensen clarified they coexist. This ecosystem could grow together, not zero-sum. From my perspective, this opens up a second layer of AI exposure. Not just chips and cloud, but the interconnect and fiber layer underneath it. Let me walk through how I think about this as an investor. Again, this is just my personal view, not a recommendation. First, think in terms of baskets, not single silver bullets. I'd look at a mix of networking platforms, module makers, and fiber. Second, really internalize Jensen's both message. If your thesis is one dies, you're ignoring half the traffic. Third, keep a close eye on capital spending announcements. When Nvidia invests $300, they're showing you the bottlenecks. Finally, I'd respect the fact that these are heavy, cyclical industries. Even if the long-term trend is up and to the right for AI infrastructure, stocks in this space can be volatile in the short term because of order cycles, inventory swings, and macro headlines. So for me personally, this is an area I'd approach with a long-term mindset and a diversified approach, rather than trying to day trade every cable and optics ticker that pops up on social media. To wrap it up, Jensen's comments are a roadmap. Nvidia plans to scale with both copper and fiber optics ramping together. Pay attention to the plumbing layer, the data infrastructure most people ignore. That's where the real edge is. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with 5 ticker symbols to research that sit around this whole copper and optics AI plumbing story. Again, not financial advice, just ideas for your watch list. GLW, Corning. Corning just announced a major long-term partnership with a leading AI chipmaker to expand US optical connectivity capacity, building new fiber plants dedicated to AI data centers. TEL, TE Connectivity, a key player in high-performance copper and connectivity involved in next-gen active copper interconnect standards for high-speed data centers. APH, Amphenol, another major connector and interconnect company supplying high-speed solutions used in networking and data center infrastructure. AVGO, Broadcom, a heavyweight in networking chips and optical components that helps move data inside and between data center racks. CIEN, Ciena, focused on optical networking systems and solutions that benefit from rising demand for high-capacity fiber links. These tickers cover different layers of the stack, from fiber and glass to copper interconnects to optical and networking silicon, which all stand to matter more if this copper and optics roadmap continues to play out. Once again, I am not a financial advisor. This is just my personal opinion. Hit subscribe to Success Symptoms and let me know your watch list.